Taliah Areesah Gipson. I am a singer, songwriter, and recording artist. I'm here so that you can get to know me and hopefully enjoy my music and go on this journey with me as a songwriter and as a singer. Um, it all began in Hobbs, New Mexico. That's where I was born and raised. I was singing growing up as a young girl with my sisters. My dad, being a pastor, he called me and my sisters the Three T's, and that was before the Jackson Three T's came out. So we were the original Three T's. But anyways, I was singing with my sisters, and we were doing a lot of harmonizing and just having fun singing at church events throughout our town and around the state when it came to church and all of that. So I grew up singing, and I loved to make up songs and come home and pretend that I had my own radio show on a tape recorder, which the kids now don't even know what a tape recorder is, but that's a whole other story. But anyways, I didn't realize back then that I was kind of developing into a songwriter because I would just make things up. Um, I remember probably around, I don't know, maybe 13 or so, I came up with this song called Computer Love. And it was kind of based on like online messaging. Like this was before like Facebook and before you could send text messages on cell phones. It was like the online messaging, like Yahoo and AOL, that kind of thing. You got mail type of thing. But yeah, I came up with this song. Let's see if I can still remember it. You and me started out as just friends. I wanted to talk to you, but somehow only emails I send. I never felt this way before, not for just you, but any boy. Something about you, ooh, I just knew. Computer love, it was so brand new to me. Computer love, it was. I kind of lost the words. Computer love, it was so good, good. Computer love, computer love. Yeah, that was like, I was probably like 13 or 14, but yeah. And I didn't even realize back then that that was like songwriting. I was just being silly and making things up with my sister Tasha. But then when I was in 10th grade, uh, about halfway through, kind of finishing up my first year of high school there, um, my sister Latasha got sick with cancer, osteosarcoma, which is a rare form of bone cancer. It started off in her knee. She thought it was a basketball injury, or we all thought it was a basketball injury, and we found out it was cancer. She went through chemotherapy and treatments, and then we got happy. We thought she was in remission, and it came back in her lungs. And eventually, by the time I graduated high school, 2 days later, she passed away. And that was hard. Uh, my older sister and my brother-in-law, Jonathan, they were down for the funeral, and I went back with them to Las Vegas for most of the summer just to get away because it was just hard to be there after my sister passed away. So I went with her and him to Las Vegas. I came back at the end of the summer because I had to start college, and I started writing. Like it was hard for me to sleep at night, so I would start writing in my journal, and eventually I started writing songs, and it was based on like Bible scriptures that I was reading. So I started writing, and from then on it was just like nonstop coming up with songs. And when I went off to Texas Tech University, I started writing even more. But it was kind of like my own little secret thing. I didn't really tell people about it. And then I went to go visit my sister and my brother-in-law again, and I shared some of my songs with my sister, and she kind of talked me into sharing them with my brother-in-law, who was a gospel singer. And so I was nervous because I admired him as a gospel singer and writer. So once I shared it with him, then he kind of confirmed, like, this is a gift, like you're a songwriter. So I just kept at it. That was kind of like motivation for me to pursue my own dream of what I wanted to do with music. So I went to a studio and I recorded one of my first songs in the studio because I had never really been in the studio except for that one time when I recorded a little bit of background vocal for my brother-in-law's gospel album. But that had been like when I was a teen. So that was my first time in the studio recording my own song. So that was probably about 2007, I want to say. So that's when it all began. 2007, I started going into studios, and next thing I know, I was working on my own music. And I went through a lot of hurdles. You have the people telling you you should do this, or you should look this way, or you have to do this. And I went through that, and I felt like my music was getting a little stunted. But through that time, I was still going back and forth to the studio. I wasn't really out performing, just kind of out at the studio learning this craft. And a few years later, I went to this event and I met my manager, Charlton. He wasn't my manager at the time, but he is now. And a good mentor teaching me about the business. So when I met with him, it was more so learning the music business, and then I asked him to be my manager. So from then on, I've been working on my own projects. 2014, February 14th, my mom's birthday, I released a song called Never Again on iTunes. And that was just kind of me putting myself out there. So now I'm ready to embark on this journey of really becoming the artist that I want to be. So I'm releasing a 7-song project on June 21st of this year. So hopefully you all will go on Amazon.com and pre-order the album. It's already available for pre-order, so you can do that. When the album actually releases, you'll be able to get it on iTunes and, of course, pretty much everywhere else where you can get online music. But yeah, that's my journey. I don't know how long did that take. Well, I could tell you a lot more about myself, but that's like me in a nutshell. So hopefully you stay on this journey. I'll be sharing some music with you in a couple of other videos. So thank you so much. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, which I'm trying to get more into because I'm still figuring out the whole Snapchat thing. But yeah, you can follow me on there too. So it's nice meeting you. Hopefully you've enjoyed meeting me. And I'll be back soon.